You know, I'm working my butt off, and he's making, you know, 30,000. He's making $1,000 a day, 7 days a week. Right? It's some people, you know, it sounds great. Yeah, of course I want to win the lottery. You know, but you know, it takes work. But people fail because they're afraid. And in the end, so what's the opposite of fear? Courage. What this business is about is courage. You got to be courageous. You have to just be focused. I want to be partner. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you got to let nobody stop you. You got to have the reasons why you're doing it built out and write them down. You know, there's certain things I learned over the years, you know, reading books and studying Jim Rohn and Anthony Robbins. There's certain things I learned that I can't explain why they work. I just know they work. Like writing down your goals. Just writing them down, right? Just write them down on a piece of paper, keep them in your wallet, keep them on your mirror. Some people have huge vision boards, okay? But I'm talking about at least just a little, you know, index card with 3 or 4 goals. Whether it's, you know, lose 10 pounds by the end of the month, you know, get to partner by the end of the year, and keep focusing on those. And ultimately, that's what makes things successful. So I don't understand how Google works, right? I could type in how to get to Maryland, right? I don't know how it works. I just know it does work. I don't need to know how that works. It's a tool. So certain things you learn in personal development about what works and what doesn't. Right? You telling me that the people who write down their goals are, you know, 90% more successful than the people who don't? I'm going to write them down. I don't know how it works. Don't care. I don't need to know. I just need to know that it does work. So that's the tips you're going to get tonight. Have a little faith in the people that are here tonight that show you what actually works and what doesn't work. And just do what they do. You know, it's very simple. But again, people make it very complicated. They get a couple of no's. But if you're very steadfast, if you understand what you're doing, right? You talked about, I mean, Ed talked about going 12 wide, right? Anybody know somebody about 2,000 years ago who went 12 wide?
Yeah.
Right? Look what he built. Right? Why? And these guys were getting tortured, crucified, burned at the stake. Right? But they stuck with it because they knew what they were teaching was right. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, that was right. That made sense. And people died for that. So that's what this business is, guys. It's not even that dramatic. It's like you have an electric bill. Everyone has an electric bill or a gas bill. Go online for 3 minutes. You know, do you care about the environment? No? Okay, still don't care. Sign up. You know, it's good for the environment. You know, some people say, you know, global warming and all that stuff. You don't even have to get into that. Everybody knows. If everybody in this room was smoking a cigarette right now, right, it would be pretty damn smoky. Right? Who would want to drop off their kids in a daycare center with everybody smoking? Imagine leaving your kid there from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Well, that's what we're doing by burning coal, you know, for electricity. I mean, it's ridiculous that we're still burning coal. You know, we put a man on the moon almost 50 years ago, and we can't get the sun to, you know, to use electricity.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. So it's politics, it's other issues, but we're learning. In fact, America is like last. Germany, all of Europe, they all have solar and wind power because they have no choice. They don't have oil. Like, we happen to have oil. We happen to have Texas. You know, and so instead of paying, you know, the guys in the Middle East, you know, and being, you know, slave to them, they say, you know, we'll make our own electricity. And that's so what's neat about it is that it makes a lot of sense, right? Just like the guy 2,000 years ago, it made a lot of sense. People didn't like it, didn't like change, but it made sense, and eventually it took over. That's what you guys got to do. So it takes courage, right? It takes courage to be a martyr, right? We're not asking you to be a martyr. We're asking you to show a video. And it's changed even in the last 6 to 7 years that I've been in. You know, it used to be like, you know, is the Wi-Fi working? The video, you know, we didn't have iPhones 6, 7 years ago. You know, and if you did, you know, it had like 2G. You know, it's like pause, hold on, build. Now, you know, we live on our phones. How many people send a text today? Right? And how many people watched a video on their phone in the last couple of days? That's all this business is. It's like, hey, you got a minute? Let me show you something. Boom. I mean, come on. It's so much easier now. This is the new economy. This is it. So ultimately what you got to do, though, to overcome that fear, is come up with a why. Okay? You come up with a why you're doing this business, for 2 reasons. Okay? And first let's talk about what the why is. And a lot of people say, why are you doing this business? And I said, what do you mean why? I want to make money. I want to make extra money. Okay? Everyone wants to make extra money. But you got to get a number on it, and you got to get a reason what you want to do with that money. This is some of the stuff that works. Okay? I don't know why it works. I don't know how it works. I just know it works. So if the goal is $2,000 a month to put in a college fund when the kids are still young, so that when they turn 18, it's paid for. That's a cool goal. Okay? But you got to make it real, and then you got to share that goal. Right? And that actually, ironically, or I say coincidentally, was my goal. Because my son now is 21, he's a senior in college, my daughter's a sophomore. So 7 years ago, they were like 14 and 12. And I have another little guy who was 8 at the time. So 14 and 12, right? He's going to college in 3 or 4 years. I had a little bit saved up, right? I read some articles that, but it's not even close. College is ridiculous how much it's talk about a scam. That's a scam.
Right.
$66,000 a year. And plus beer. So this was a real thing for me because there was somebody from town, I remember this vividly, said, my daughter just got into Lehigh University and it's $62,000 a year. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And what if my kid wants to go there? I'm like, tell me you can't. That's not what I had planned when he was born.
Right.
And when he was born, it's like, whatever you want. Right? I'll just work my tail off and you can have whatever you want. That's what parents want for their kids. So like 62, that's $5,000 a month after tax money. So I gotta make like $9,000 a month. I gotta make $100,000. My first $100,000 a year goes to a college. What if you don't even make $100,000 a year? How the hell is that gonna happen?
Right.
So I said, I gotta do something. And I was in real estate, I was in title insurance, and it was, we had a couple of really good years. But even in that business, it's month to month. Right. We were really good at it. Frank and I, we were really good at it. We had a great business going. We were making, but again, how many closings we had this month? It was how many closings? It's the 29th, it's the 30th, it's the 31st. We needed like 100 closings a month just to pay ourselves. If we had 60 closings, the employees got paid, we got 0. So the last 20 closings was our money. If we actually got 106 closings, we had a little extra. So, but we don't know. And I remember, I have told the story in a while. I remember this, my wife saying that she wanted to get a fireplace in the bedroom, like, one of those electric ones, right? And a flat screen TV. We had the big TV, and it was like this thick. On a stand. And she said she wanted to get, one of those electric fireplaces, just kind of just decoration, and then put a flat screen on it, top. And I was like, okay. I go, how much is it going to cost? And she goes, well, the whole thing with the TVs were more than, she goes, about $6,000. And I said, all right, you know what? Do it. She's like, really? I go, yeah, because we had a good month. Right? It was like the 25th. I knew the orders were coming in. I'm like, do it. And what I should have said is do it, but do it in the next 3 days. Because, a month goes by, crappy month, right? Going down. And I go, whatever happened with the TV and the flat screen? Oh, I just haven't had a chance, to do it. I go, good, don't do it. She's like, what? I go, just had a bad month. And I realized, this is no way to live. Would it have been better if I had it? I don't know. If I spent $6,000, I don't have now. I would at least would have had the TV. But then you hear about residual income. And I didn't even know what it meant. Residual income. Residual to me meant like the stuff at the bottom of the barrel, soot. But I did know that like one of my favorite shows is Seinfeld, right? Seinfeld gets residuals. That show is on 7 o'clock every night, 11 o'clock, all over, 3 different channels, right? He gets residuals. Why? Because think about what he and Larry David did. They made a show for 9 years. They had a blast doing it, had a lot of fun. And what they did though is they added value to people's lives. They made us laugh. And people pay for that. When you add value to people's lives, you get paid. That's the only way you get paid. You're adding value. Whether you're flipping burgers or you're giving out advice, it's about how much value you can give. So basically, in the end, you're gonna get paid about as much as you're worth. Right? So you have to work on yourself. Always work harder on yourself than you ever do for a job.
Right.
Okay? You invest in yourself. That's the only investment you ever get a good return on, is when you invest in yourself. Right? Because that's what you got, is this. Okay? And this. And some of the tools, right? So you invest in yourself. You're investing in being here tonight. You know, spending 2-3 hours door to door, right? So congratulations for being here. How many people had a guest that was supposed to come, didn't show up? Right? Well, good thing, we wouldn't have room for them. I tell that joke every time. It's always say, oh, I had 3 guys. He texted me at 4:30, he'd be here. You know, we try to cut them slack, but the truth is, it takes courage to be here. Right? You could have been home watching television, right? You could have been watching the ball game, or you could have been on Facebook, you could have been catching up with real work, you could have been spending time with your family, but you're here. Don't ruin it. Follow through. Follow through. Follow what's going on. Come to these meetings. Get online. Listen to what I'm telling you to do. Read the books, right? I don't have all the answers. I'm still looking for the answers. What's great about this business is the way you position it, right? Get to that why. So if I came to you and I said, listen, I just had a conversation, I found out that college is like $60,000 a year, my son's 14, my daughter's 12, I gotta do something. I found this green energy business. It's web-based. I don't know much about the internet, but you know, it's pretty simple. I'm really excited about it. I'm looking to make an extra $5,000 a month to start putting it away for my son and my daughter who are going to college in 4 or 5 years. Can I show you my business plan? Can I get your opinion? That's it. You're not asking them to become a customer. You're not asking them if they want to get rich. You're not telling them they're a fool for working. You know, you're not telling them, are you tired of the commute? Are you tired of working for the band? Right? Think about that. So guys, if I can leave you with one real lesson today, right? Instead of telling people, you know, why they should be doing this business, right? Instead of saying, aren't you tired of doing this? Because people can take it the wrong way. Mind your own business. That's right. Maybe I like my job.
Right.
You know, maybe I have this really good book I'm listening to on the train, and I'm okay with that. You know, screw you. Don't tell me how to live my life. So all of a sudden you get confrontational, right? But aren't you tired of working? Right? As opposed to, here's what I'm doing. I got to put these 2 kids through college, or I got my mom in a facility. You know, that's like it's, you know, it's not good. I want to put her in a better place, or I want to pay my mom's rent, or I want, you know, I have a son who's got special needs. I have a nephew. I heard this story. It made me cry. Actually, 2 separate people. A young guy, 30 years old, right, makes, you know, good money, lives in New York City. Smart guy, lives in New York City. You know, has, you know, good-looking kid, and he's doing this business, like, you know, all the time. He's on the phone with me doing 3-way calls. He's showing up at meetings. I mean, this guy's, you know, he doesn't have a wife, he doesn't have kids. And we went around the room and he asked him about the why. His why is he's got a sister who lives in Florida, whose husband is a drug addict. And they have a kid who's 14. So the sister's waiting tables, working 2 jobs a day, trying to put this 14-year-old kid, you know, just get clothes and feed him. So the younger brother, who's only 30, it's like, I'm gonna pay for my nephew's college with this business. Can I show you a video? Right? So if you position it, so if this guy came up and said, listen, I don't know how long you know, my sister, she's not doing well, my brother-in-law ended up being a bum, I have a 14-year-old nephew, you know, he's a good kid, and you know, he needs some money, and so work's okay, but I have this little side thing I'm working on. And I want to, you know, sock away $3, $4, $5 grand a month and pay for my nephew's college with this new green energy thing I got involved in. And I'd love to get your opinion and let me know what you think. Am I going to be able to make $5 grand a month with this business? Kia, can I buy you a cup of coffee?
Sure.
Or when can you be in front of your computer for a half hour? Tonight. Can I call you tonight? Or one day this week? How can you say no to that? The guy's got a noble effort, whether it's his nephew, whether it's your kids, whether it's, you know, you're working for your mother, you know, your mother raised you, now she needs help. I need to make a few extra bucks. So think about that, guys. Think about how elegant that is.